What are tissues? Tissues are group of cells that have similar structure and act together to perform specific functions. Like you are having one cell, these cells are combining to form tissue. This tissue will be able to perform particular function. These tissues will combine to form organs. Organs will combine to form organ systems. Similarly, in plant cell, it happens. It is one cell, different cells are combining to form tissues. Tissues are combining to form particular organs. Plant tissues and animal tissues. What is difference between them? Plant tissues, as they are remaining stationary or fixed at one point, so they are having very limited growth reasons. They need lesser energy to survive, and most of their tissues are dead. On the other side, animal tissues, they can move from one place to another. They are having growth in every part of their body, so they need more energy for survival, and their tissues are live. In plant tissues, we are having two types of tissues, meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues are simple living tissues which are capable of division and formation of new cells. They are present in growing region of the plant, that is shoot and root. The plants which are having shoot and root tip active, they are growing in length as well as in depth, right? So they are having apical meristemic tissues present on the root and shoot tip. Because of that, their length is increasing. Shoot and root length is increasing because of apical meristematic tissues. Then we have apical meristematic tissues. You can see here on the tip of the shoot or on the tip of root. Because of that, their shoot and root is growing. These tissues leads to elongation of the stem and root, and they are involved in growth of plant. Means the height which is gained by that plant is because of growth of these apical meristematic tissues. Then you have intercalary meristematic tissues. जब apical meristematic tissue grow कर रहा है, ठीक है, ऊपर की तरफ जा रहा है, तो ऊपर जाते हुए कुछ पार्ट वो अपना रास्ते में छोड़ जाता है. It stays here. This is present at the internodes that are called intercalary meristematic tissues. Like you must have seen sugar cane. तो sugar cane के middle में जो part आता है, that is internodes, right? These are इंटरकैलरी मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज. अगर आप प्लांट से एक लीफ को ऐसे तोड़ते हो तो एक पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट से टूटता है, दैट इज इंटरनोड्स. फ्रॉम देयर इट विल ब्रेक. It helps in longitudinal growth of plant. Then you have latellar meristematic tissues. It occurs along the side of longitudinal axis of plant. It gave rise to vascular tissues. They are present here. They help in attaining the girth. जो plant की चौड़ाई है, जहां से वो base से ऐसे चौड़ा होना शुरू हो जाता है, it is secondary growth. Secondary growth of plant is because of latellar meristematic tissues. Then we have permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are composed of those cells which have lost their capability to divide. They have definite shape, size and thickness. They may be dead or living. Permanent tissues are of two types, simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. Now we will discuss them one by one. Simple permanent tissues are of two types, protective tissues and supportive tissues. Simple permanent tissues are made up of same types of cells which are having similar structures and they are performing similar kind of functions. They are of two types, protective tissues and supportive tissues. Protective tissues consist of epidermis and cork, and supportive tissues are parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Epidermis means a coating, एक layer, जो वैक्सी सी कोटिंग प्लांट्स में लीव्स के ऊपर प्रेजेंट होती है, जिसकी वजह से प्लांट के ऊपर वाटर के ड्रॉप्स रुकते नहीं है, वो गिरते रहते हैं नीचे. ठीक है, यू मस्ट हैव सीन ड्यू ड्रॉप्स ऑन द लीव्स इन द मॉर्निंग, तो वो एपिडर्मिस की वजह से है. देन यू आर हैविंग कॉक सेल्स, जो लकड़ी जैसी ऊपर एक छाल आ जाती है प्लांट के ऊपर जब वो बड़ा ट्री बन जाता है, दैट इज कॉक सेल्स. Then we have supportive tissues, parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. First is epidermis. Epidermis is outermost single-celled layer on the plant organs such as leaves, flowers, roots. It is waterproof coating which is present on the leaves. Then you have stomatas. Stomatas are small pores on its surface. लीव्स के सरफेस के ऊपर छोटे छोटे पोर्स होते हैं जिनके थ्रू गैसेस का एक्सचेंज होता है. दे आर कवर्ड बाय गार्ड सेल्स. इस तरह से ये गार्ड सेल बंद होते हैं तो गैसेस विल नॉट एक्सचेंज. जब ये खुलते हैं तो इनके अंदर से गैस बाहर और बाहर से गैस अंदर आ जाती है. ये ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर को रेगुलेट करके रखते हैं गार्ड सेल्स. Then we have functions of epidermis. It provides a protective coating. ठीक है, जो प्लांट्स हैं उनमें किसी तरह की इन्फेक्शन ना हो उसको रोकने के लिए एपिडर्मिस एक कवर का काम करती है. ठीक है, ये ट्रांसपीरेशन के रेट को कम करती है, अदरवाइज तो प्लांट में से बहुत सारा वाटर लॉस हो जाएगा, देन इट विल बिकम ड्राई. तो ये उसको कंट्रोल करके रखती है. स्टोमेटा अलाउज गैसियस एक्सचेंज ड्यूरिंग फोटोसिंथेसिस. स्टोमेटा में से यहाँ से ऑक्सीजन गैस बाहर जाएगी, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड अंदर आएगी, फिर ये बंद हो जाएगा. स्टोमेटास जो हैं वो उनके पोर्स गार्ड सेल्स कंट्रोल करके रखते हैं, उनको बंद और खोलने का काम करते हैं. गार्ड सेल्स को ओपन और क्लोज करने में बहुत एनर्जी चाहिए. ठीक है, तो स्टोमेटा हमेशा ओपन नहीं रह सकते, ये बंद हो जाते हैं. whenever it is required, at that time only it will open. Then you have cork. Cork is made up of dead cells with thick walls and don't have intercellular spaces. Cell wall in the cork deposit waxy substance called subrin. The cell wall is impermeable. It don't have any protoplasm. It will not allow anything to go inside or come outside through it. Then you have simple permanent tissues, protective tissues and supportive tissues. Supportive tissues are those which helps in supporting the plant. They are of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. First is parenchyma. Parenchyma is thin-walled cell composed of living cells. They are oval or spherical in structure. They are large central vacuoles found in the leaves, pith of stem, and roots. Parenchyma helps in the storage of food. They provide turgidity to the cells. It helps in photosynthesis. It helps in repairing and growth of the plant cells. And it also provides buoyancy to the aquatic plants. Aquatic plants, they can float on the surface because of a buoyant force which is provided by parenchyma cells. Then you have collenchyma. Collenchyma is that which is providing flexibility to the different parts of the plant. It forms filler tissues in soft parts of the plant which is present in the cortex with primary stem and roots. It is found below epidermis. Cells of this tissue are living. They are having thick wall at the corner. Its function is to provide flexibility to the plant. It provides mechanical support and it is filling the vacant spaces which are present in the plant tissues. Then we have sclerenchyma. It is providing strengthening tissues. It is extremely hard. They are made up of dead cells. जैसे कोकोनट के ऊपर हस्क होती है, आपके अखरोट वॉलनट के ऊपर कवर होता है, या almonds के ऊपर जो कवर होता है, they are made up of sclerenchyma cells. They are vascular bundles. They are having covering of seeds and nuts. They are making that. It is providing strength to the plant. Then you have complex permanent tissues. Complex permanent tissues are consisting of cells which can work together. Only one type of cells which can work together as a single unit. It is known as conducting or vascular tissues. They help in transporting organic material, minerals, water from roots to the other parts of the plant and food from leaves to other parts of the plant. Complex permanent tissues are of two types, xylem and phloem. Xylem, जमीन से, जाइलम जमीन से मिनरल्स और वाटर को एब्जॉर्ब करके प्लांट के दूसरे पार्ट्स तक लेके जाता है. एंड फ्लोएम फूड को लीव से बाकी के सारे प्लांट में ट्रांसपोर्ट करता है. So xylem is vascular tissue in plant which provides water and dissolved nutrients upward from the root. Root से जमीन से xylem minerals को water को ऊपर लेके जाएगा. It is of 4 types: trachea, vessels, xylem parenchyma, xylem sclerenchyma. First is trachea, elongated angular dead cells involved in conduction of water. They are long cells which helps in conduction of water. Then we are having vessels. Vessels are cylindrical tube-like structures which are present one above the another. So they will make one channel-like thing from which water can move. Then xylem parenchyma. They are thick cells which helps in storage of food in the form of starch. Xylem sclerenchyma, non-living fiber-like structures. They are having thick walls and narrow cavities. They are providing mechanical support to the plant. Then phloem. Phloem is vascular tissues in plants which conducts sugar and other metabolic products upwards and downwards. From leaves, it is giving the food to other parts. It is having 4 types: sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fiber, and phloem parenchyma. Sieve tubes, they are transporting organic material made during photosynthesis. Companion cells are regulating the activity of sugar in sieve tubes. Phloem fiber, they are providing mechanical support to the sieve tubes. Then phloem parenchyma. Parenchyma क्या करता है? It stores food. So we have done tissues. First type is plant tissues. Plant tissues are of 2 types: meristematic and permanent. Meristematic मतलब जो परमानेंट नहीं है, सिंपल टाइप में आ जाते हैं. दे आर ऑफ 3 टाइप्स: एपिकल, इंटरकैलरी एंड लेटरल. What are apical? Apical are those which are present on the tip of root and shoot. Means plant को नीचे की ओर और ऊपर की ओर दोनों तरफ लंबाई अटेन करने में हेल्प करता है. इनिशियली जो लंबा होता है प्लांट, इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ एपिकल मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज. Apical meristematic tissues are present on the tip of root and shoot. Right? It helps in primary growth of the plant. Then intercalary meristematic tissues. इंटरकैलरी कौन है? जिनको एपिकल जाते जाते रास्ते में छोड़ गया था. दे आर इंटरकैलरी मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज. दे आर प्रेजेंट एट द इंटरनोड्स. इंटरनोड्स पे प्रेजेंट है, जहां से आप ऐसे लीफ को तोड़ते हो वो टूटता है इंटरनोड से, वहां पे इंटरकैलरी मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज है. देन लेटरल मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज, जो प्लांट को चौड़ा होने में, गिर्थ बढ़ाने में हेल्प करता है, दे आर लेटरल. Then permanent tissues are of 2 types: simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissues of 2 types: protective, epidermis and cork. Epidermis जो लीव्स के ऊपर कोटिंग प्रेजेंट है, वैक्सी सब्सटेंस की कोटिंग, जिसकी वजह से उसके ऊपर पानी नहीं रुकता, इन्फेक्शन से बचाता है, ट्रांसपीरेशन को कंट्रोल रखता है, दैट इज एपिडर्मिस. एंड कॉक सेल्स, दे आर almost non-living type of tissues which are non-permeable. जो लकड़ी का एक ऊपर मोटी लेयर सक बन जाता है non-living cells का, that is cork. Then supportive tissues are of 3 types: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. parenchyma मेजर तौर पे फूड स्टोर करने का काम करेगा, collenchyma फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी प्रोवाइड करेगा, sclerenchyma is dead cells की coating which is present on the husk of that coconut or walnut or that almond, you can see. Then complex permanent tissue, xylem and phloem. Xylem जमीन से water और minerals को absorb करके ऊपर लेके जाता है, और phloem food को leaf से बाकी सारे part के plants में देता है. Thanks. That's all about this topic.